What AL Logic's back with another one. I am back, y'all. I'm sorry I was down bad. I got diagnosed with COVID, but I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not 100%, but I'm good enough to give y'all my best for this video. It's long overdue. I'm not gonna take too much time doing the intro because y'all already know what's gonna happen. Professor Dave responds to Lord Jamar's response, so I gotta respond to the responses. But before we get into that, make sure to leave a like, comment, sub, if not one, then all three. Now, let's get to the video.
Hey everyone, many of you saw me tear Lord Jamar a new orifice on Godfrey's podcast a few weeks ago, which went moderately viral. Well, the fallout from that has been unexpectedly epic, leading to numerous developments, so let's get a closer look. As for broad impact, I was very pleased to be thanked profusely by the black community, who have had quite
Not the
enough of
black
figures like
community.
Lord Jamar and Billy Carson making them look bad. As a result of the spanking I gave him, I was invited on numerous podcasts to talk about how the black community can enfranchise themselves through scholarship.
I wonder if I could have got an interview with Dave if I asked him. Nah, but my little ass channel, he probably wouldn't even took a second look. Who knows?
Rather than succumbing to Afrocentric pseudoscience and anti-intellectualism. Lots of people also did reaction videos to the debacle, which were quite hilarious.
Damn, didn't make the cut.
And finally, I went back on Godfrey's podcast for a general discussion on science and science denial, which I thought was quite redeeming for all parties. As for Lord Jamar, the aftermath has not been so rosy. Apart from getting mocked so relentlessly that he had to deactivate comments on multiple platforms, he decided to do a 3-hour-long public cope session with none other than, you're not going to believe this, David Weiss, in what essentially amounted to a support group for idiot flat earthers who I have very publicly made my bitch. These two whined and doubled down on all the dumb things they've said in their exchanges with me, in a display so tragically pathetic that I almost decided not to comment on it. But then I remembered that these toxic jerks should be mocked until they shut their dumb mouths and go away forever, so let's pick through the video for some highlights, shall we?
Okay, y'all saw the bullshit that happened on Godfrey's show with, the fake professor.
Aw, we're off to a pretty bad start here, Jamar. Yes, we all saw you spew insane bullshit for 20 minutes while I humiliated you, and whining about the name of my YouTube channel isn't going to help you. By the way, are you a real Lord Jamar?
That's
no?
funny.
Then find a new angle, moron.
I'm going to tell you, I can't get too much into detail about this right now because I think there's some things going on. But all I could say is I apologize for the poor showing. To all my flat earth people out there, this changes nothing. Although I know I made myself look bad, from being out of sorts for many different reasons that I can't necessarily get into at this moment. But I definitely was not myself that night.
No, you were precisely yourself.
Bro, these freezes that he catches people in when he talks about them, it's just so petty.
A toxic, willfully ignorant, narcissistic, belligerent asshole. That's why this is happening to you, not because you were out of sorts. And the fact that I showed you how dumb your script is right to your face, and you insist that it changes nothing, only demonstrates that you will remain this clueless and pathetic to your grave.
And I thought certain people were my friend. And you don't want to believe that your friends would do certain things, but yeah, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, things like not drug you and not upload a video that could have that lost me probably tens of thousands of dollars. Yeah.
Nobody did anything to you, champ. You did this to yourself. You chose to act like a reality-denying, infantile, homophobic maniac, because that's what you are. Don't blame the spotlight, and don't blame the people who gave you access to the stage. This is all happening because of your actions.
But yeah, I was just not in my right state of mind. I apologize for allowing y'all to see me lose my cool. Yeah, that's what happened. I lost my cool. I let this sucker bitch, pull me into some shit. there's a guy on the show that used to be an ex-pimp, and since he couldn't best me the last time, he did what a pimp does, and he got a bitch to do his dirty work. And that's what happened.
The whole internet agrees that I made you my bitch in that interaction, Jamar. That's why you ran away like a
Please
little
make
bitch
Dave
when
go
things
away.
weren't going your way. Stop projecting. It's pathetic.
What I would
he
like
shoulda
to
showed
do,
that moment. He
since
shoulda played it
everybody's
when he was
watching
like,
right now,
hey.
everybody's got their eye on me. I'm sure there's mad people that are here just to talk shit about me in the comments. Well, first of all, if you want your comment read, if you want me to even look at it, you're gonna have to pay at least, I don't know, $20 for me to even acknowledge your shit.
He just hustling backwards. I feel like if he would have set the bar lower, he probably could get more super chats of people in South Taylor like, oh, I only got to pay $5 or $1 for you to read me treat your ass. I'll do that shit just for laughs and send you. But a dub, you basically trying to say like, I don't want anybody to criticize me. I don't want nobody to see it. And that's why when he started that episode, he was like, Mods, I'm gonna need y'all today. They probably was furiously deleting shit. Oh, see, I can't even act right. So they like furiously deleting shit and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like he was hustling backwards.
So don't think that I'm looking at the regular chat. I'm not. I'm only looking at the super chats. So yeah, if you want to diss me, it's gonna cost you.
That's
You wanna
right,
diss
buddy.
me.
If the whole world is making fun of you, you might as well make a few bucks off of it, huh? And indeed, even with only 36,000 views, there are 3,500 comments on this video,
Yeesh.
almost exclusively crapping all over him. So this will be fun.
I brought my experts with me. Okay. And we're gonna give you a presentation on not why we think that the earth is flat, but why we know it is flat. I will
Arrogance.
answer certain questions that were brought up that night that, my mind was in a fucking fog.
No, it wasn't a fall because David turned you around, spent you around, and hung you upside down for like 20 minutes, bro. Of course you was in a fucking fog. You was delirious. All the blood came to your head like you was getting spanked around upside down. For real, bro. Like, don't
yes,
this
people-
whole drug, what the fuck? This whole drug thing is just ridiculous. You didn't come off as you was high. You came off as like you had no idea what you were talking about when somebody was in the room to challenge your stupid ideas.
I admit,
And to walk away from that still like, damn, bro, the earth's still flat. I don't give a fuck. Like, that shit crazy.
shit the bed, and it will never happen again.
It won't happen again because you'll never face off against anyone who isn't a complete idiot like you for the rest of your sad little life. So let's see, who are these experts? Some scientists? Literally anyone with a high school diploma?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Sean Hibbler and Flat Earth Dave.
Thanks for
What's
having
up,
us.
man?
Oh, by experts, you meant idiot flat earthers who inhabit the same fantasy land as you. You all know Dave Weiss for me holding him under my shoe for an hour a few years back, and this jerk named Sean Hibbler made some crappy flat earth pseudo-documentaries, like Level, which just flashed 1,000 times debunked flat earth talking points over an action movie soundtrack. Let the stupidity begin.
So
I'll make a claim here on the series Level, the next level, and Level with Me. It's scientifically impossible to watch all three and remain a glober.
I'll tote
Wait,
to
what?
that.
Watch
Yes.
all three.
All
what?
three, all the next level and Level with Me. It's scientifically impossible to watch all three and remain a glober.
All three. What?
I'll tote to that. Yes.
See, I feel like it's scientifically impossible to do any real study in
Yeah.
this and remain a glober.
It's a
What? Jamar, please tell us what studies you've done. Please, I would love to. Is it the ashtray? The ashtray thing? This your scientific study? Is that how you figured out the earth was flat? Dog, this is, oh my God. I would just love to see Jamar with his white coat and his fucking pocket protector.
Adorable, isn't it? Funny then how anyone who has
Oh,
studied
God, that
any
was funny.
science whatsoever can so easily crap all over all the dumb things you morons say, huh?
And I know the art of war. I didn't study my opponent. Like I didn't study the enemy. I didn't know
That was a mistake on your part, but it wouldn't have done any favors for you. It wouldn't. You was in a losing battle regardless.
this guy had 6 million, subscribers and all this type of nonsense.
Nonsense.
I didn't
You
know he
wish
was a
you had 3
professional
million subs.
hit jobber type of guy.
Hit job.
Aw, Jamar didn't check and see that I've been humiliating people way smarter than him for years.
Exactly.
That was a big mistake. I guess he won't leave his echo chamber ever again. Problem solved.
His best argument, if you Google flat earth, you end up seeing my debate with him. By the way, if you want to feel better about your performance, watch my performance with him, because I went in thinking that he was just a guy that wanted to learn the truth and just hasn't seen it. It was very, very naive on my part. But the only thing he got out of it is that he was talking about spectroscopy and how we know what the other stars are. And I was pointing out that gas needs a container. And so he's like, well, spectroscopy
As
is
does
star.
water.
Yeah, and I said,
does it?
You can't have because I can't say the word spectroscopy without a container, and they run away. Dave thinks spectroscopy needs a container. Well, you do need a container if you want to have gas to analyze.
Now it's Weiss's turn to cry. Yes, spectroscopy needs a container was the single dumbest thing he said in our entire exchange. No, gas does not need a container. Earth's atmosphere doesn't have a container, nor do the gases surrounding celestial bodies that we examine by spectroscopy. He just still has no idea what spectroscopy is or how gases behave. My God, the level of concentrated cope in this video is so intense that I almost feel sorry for these morons.
I just want to say that I feel though that I must have been doing a good job. If some professional globetard with 6 million followers comes after me
6 million.
on my channel, who I only have 175,000.
Wait, what?
On my globetard with 6 million followers comes after me on my channel, who I only have.
Bro, you embarrassed yourself publicly. This is normal internet shit. You went on somebody's platform, got embarrassed, and then tried to scrub it from the internet. Of course they're gonna troll the hell out of you. You made yourself look like an idiot. It probably would have got trolled regardless, but it probably wouldn't have been as bad if they could just stay on the channel that it happened on. But now it's like you tried to hide the evidence, so now they're gonna come after you, bro. That was obvious.
Have 175,000.
What the fuck?
The fact that I even got on his radar.
No, you did not get on his radar, Jamar. He just out of the loop in every way, every conceivable way. Nigga, Nero hit up Dave to tell him to come on the show, and they told him he has 3 million subs. So yes, they saw you on Godfrey's platform saying stupid shit. Dave debunks Flat Earth's stupidness, and that's how it happened. You're not special.
Meant that I was doing something.
No,
That is such cope. Like, that means I was doing something right since my 175,000 sub platform got the attention of somebody with 6 million, 3 million, almost 4 now. Like, bro, this is cope beyond measure.
Oh, Jamar, a bunch of people sent me a clip of you spewing your stupidity on Godfrey's podcast, so
He
I
was
did
so
a reaction
confident,
video
too.
on it. I had never heard of you prior to that, and the same goes for the rest of the internet. This spike in people talking about you because of
Want me to
how
cut here?
badly I humiliated you is the most famous you're going to be for the rest.
Hey, I don't appreciate these people got way less views than me, but they made the cut in Dave video and not me. I'm talking shit, but that's petty. 13K, 500. I got like 30-something thousand views. I'm shitty. I'm shitty as hell. It's all good though. Oh shit.
Of your pointless life.
Thinking, oh, this is some low-level dude that's just trying to get famous off me. I did not know the level he was at.
Yeah, but I watched the whole show with you two, and Professor Dave, even though he's an actor and he's lying, he didn't prove a fucking thing on the show.
Oh my God.
He's asking you to define words, this, that, and
Right.
the other.
See, that's what
I have not heard
He
what
asked you to define words in a debate. Wow. Who would think he's asking you to define things in a debate? A debate about flat Earth? Why would you need to define words? Oh, God. He didn't explain anything.
water doesn't remain level at all times. I have not heard why it doesn't need a container. He said nothing.
What? Because it doesn't, motherfucker.
No, I proved that Jamar is a complete idiot that doesn't know what words mean. You're proving that you don't know what words mean either every time you start whining
so
about
stupid.
water being level. Learn what level means, dumbass.
He
So-
tried to bring me into water that obviously I wasn't
Talking
comfortable
about
in.
bring me into water. Bro, if you're going to be this staunch of a flat earther where you're on a platform acting like you're correct, you need to know this shit. Like, it's not like you was sitting there like, I don't really know if the earth is flat or not or round. You know, I don't know. I just know a little. I seen some things that made me question it. That's a little bit different than you're sitting there trying to act like everybody's stupid and crazy for knowing that the earth is a sphere.
I am not one who has a whole bunch of scientific terms under my
excuses.
belt.
Yes, I forced you to demonstrate that you have any clue what you're talking about, and you failed miserably. That's why everyone is making fun of you. Cry about it.
First of all, most people wouldn't know the scientific term of what they're saying a vacuum is, and we can get into what they're saying a vacuum is, because
Obviously not. We know that, but you're stepping into the science definition of a vacuum. Yes, most people probably don't know that shit, but this conversation is based on science. And if you're going to use the term vacuum, you would think that you know what it meant in that context, not the one that's in your damn house.
that's fucking ridiculous. As opposed to what a common sense vacuum is.
Common
Yeah,
sense
a
vacuum.
common sense
What is a
vacuum,
common
also known
sense
as you
vacuum?
not knowing what a vacuum is, instead of lifting a finger to learn anything. This is just the
Sorry,
most
I'm still
pathetic
recovering,
thing
y'all.
imaginable. This idiot is so allergic to learning that he is
Yeah.
pretending that the definitions of words he doesn't understand must be wrong, just to shield himself from realizing that he doesn't know what those words mean.
Right.
Everyone in the world is
Like-
wrong. Physicists are wrong. Whoever invented the vacuum cleaner is wrong. Only Jamar is right because he says so. How does anyone become this way?
A common sense vacuum sucks, but this is where trick.
The fact that he doesn't even know how to define common sense vacuum. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm trying. But like common sense vacuum, why aren't you saying like the way people use vacuum every day? You're still stupid as fuck for this, by all means. Like, let's not get it twisted. But common sense vacuum, that's just a terrible use of words.
Technology comes in where they start using these words like theory. Anybody else feels like a theory is something.
Oh, God. You like imagine. Okay. Like imagine we're talking about basketball, right? We're talking about basketball and be like, I mean, we're talking about basketball, and then he's in here talking about traveling. I don't have any bags packed. Why are you saying traveling in this conversation? The common sense term of traveling is when you're going somewhere on a trip, usually. We're talking about this conversation about basketball. He says traveling. Like, what? Does he hear himself? This is the part I told you I didn't watch this interview. So Dave probably watched, well, clearly he watched more than I did. And like, I probably would have lost my fucking mind. He's really
Something that is an educated guess, but no,
an
they'll
educated
say
guess,
no.
because theory and science is the highest level of verification of a scientific finding. Yes, it's called a theory, and it's technically. I don't want to get too deep in that, but it makes sense that they don't want to, since science is supposed to be falsifiable, and they have to leave room for things to change at all times. Like, some things are laws. I don't know. Let me not get into that. I don't want to make myself sound stupid because I'm not 100% certain on the fine definition between a law and a theory. But I do know a theory is something that's highly credible. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not mistaken, I think laws are something that's inevitable. Maybe I could be right because theories is like it could change, I guess. But as far as we know, that shit not gonna change. But a law, it doesn't change. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments.
Theory is actually something that's been proved.
Yeah, it's like
This is
proven, and
where
it's like very unlikely
the
it's gonna
lies
change.
exist in the terms.
It's not lie, bro. People don't understand. Words are descriptive, not prescriptive. Like words don't make things what they are. We ascribe meaning to words, and then they can change. Like, and they change within our use, and they change within context depending on where you're using them, bro. In layman's terms, yes, theories is like something that's might be an idea that's possible and plausible. But when we're talking about science, a theory is something that's highly valid and should be used as a rule.
Yes, morons like you
God
don't know
damn.
what a theory is, so people correct you, and instead of learning something, you throw a tantrum on the internet. What's confusing here?
I bet you a lot of people in here wouldn't know that these scientists would tell you that heat and temperature are two different things.
Wait. What? Did he say they are different? Or
Scientists would tell you that heat, and a lot of people in here wouldn't know that these scientists would tell you that heat and temperature are two different things.
And he held his hair down like he just cooked. Bro, this nigga think that heat and temperature are the same? God, like imagine. Okay, I'm in a mindset that Jamar responded again, but this is still the same response. So this is an old video Dave is just now getting to, so I can't frame it as if Jamar responded after this, and that's what it feels like because this is so old. But bro, you think the heat and temperature are the same thing? And these idiots believe heat and temperature are two different things. Yeah, nigga. Temperature is a gauge. It's a metric. Heat is one of the ends of that metric.
But every layman would believe that heat and temperature is the same thing, but they're going to tell you that it's two different things.
Why are you using layman as the standard? Wait, so are you saying like people that misunderstand things is more credible than people that do understand them and can explain them so people can learn from that?
Heat is a
He's one of the people that will have people listening to Terrence Howard saying 1 × 1 is 2.
transfer of kinetic energy. Temperature is a measure of the average kinetic energy of the particles in a system. Of course, they are related. Temperature changes require heat transfer. That doesn't mean heat is temperature. Heat is a process. Temperature is a measurement. If Jamar had the courage to listen to this video, his response to everything I just said would
That is
probably
fake
be,
gay bullshit.
"That's some fake gay bullshit," and then try to change the subject. To which I would ask him what a thermometer is measuring, to which he would just stare blankly, light a blunt, and take a shit inside of his pants.
Please think about who's giving you these definitions. Who's giving you these definitions? The so-called
Rockefeller.
pseudo. There we
Rockefeller. Oh my God, they are so deep into the nonsense. It's oh my
go. The Rockefeller pseudoscientists. If you follow the money, you will follow where the education comes from.
Rockefeller. When I learned
I had somebody in my comments say they had a family member that's in like a very niche part of science that sounds pretty like you need a lot of knowledge to be in. I forgot the exact term. But and they said they only make like $50,000 a year or something like that. It wasn't this astronomical amount of money. And if going off their logic, follow the money. There's more money in military. There's more money in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Like NASA and science isn't like this $2 trillion industry that people is just walking around like just living the life off of and are just deceiving everybody. Like you keep saying, follow the money. Like this is stupid. These are things that people have made our quality of life better. This is the field that people do to make sure that we live okay every day. And that's where you say follow the money because they're trying to deceive you. What?
learned what heat and temperature are in middle school, the ghost of John D. Rockefeller was there whispering in my ear, feeding me all the lies. Rockefeller what, you morons? Who? Where? How? Which book is Rockefeller what? What does that mean? And how do you know? He wrote every textbook in human history in every country on earth, even the ones written before he was born, because you say so? Saying a random name doesn't make physics wrong, morons. And furthermore, if the definitions of heat and temperature that are taught to small children were somehow wrong, how would those children grow up to be people who build things that rely on those definitions and actually work? Can you dumb fucks build a refrigerator, or a car, or a rocket ship? How about a thermometer? Or better yet, a calorimeter? Do you know what that is?
Nope.
No? Do you think acting like
I don't
willfully
either.
ignorant douchebags is better than applying yourself and actually doing something? Because it isn't.
You know, we're autodidactic. We're self-taught. We use common sense instead of nonsense.
Bro,
right?
common
But
sense. These people literally have bastardized common sense to me, anti-intellectualism. Like, common sense to these people is just, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to explain this. I don't understand it. So what I feel is common sense, and now that's the answer. Like, they don't do any self-reflection on what that word means or what it's supposed to mean. It's just like common sense, bro.
But if I wrote the book of bullshit and it was this thick and I gave it to you and
write
Sean,
the book of bullshit. All flat earthers write the books of bullshit.
and you guys study it for a year, I test you and you both get 100, I'll give you a diploma. You've now got a degree in bullshit. And when you talk bullshit with your friends, they can't challenge you because you have a degree and they don't.
How is this not a reflection of what you guys do? Like, what? Yeah, they don't do the certificate part. Who knows? Y'all probably do that shit on the low. But how is this any different? Y'all sit here and say the most nonsensical stuff every day on YouTube and be giving praise to people like Jamar. You're really rubbing his back and sucking his nip to make him feel better about how stupid he is. And y'all, and look at this dude at the top right. Like, look at this stupid ass smirk he got. Like, what are we talking about? This is what you're doing. Nobody else that believes the earth is round is out here trying to convince anybody of it, because we just know it and it doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day. You're making money to tell people it's flat, and there's nothing to gain from anything, even if it was flat. Y'all just want to create this hysteria over something that doesn't even exist for money at this point. It's got to be, because you know you're wrong. You just saw the 24-hour sun. You know you're wrong.
That's what that's what the science, the science community is. They're memorizers and regurgitators.
Wow.
The science community is. They're memorizers and regurgitators.
This is what these people are not serious. Like, they know they're being dishonest. They have to know, bro. They have to know. I got to speed this up because I'm talking a lot.
That is exactly what you do, morons. You make up a bunch of bullshit and teach each other how to repeat your own insane delusional bullshit.
Right.
That's why you don't know how to do anything. People with an education don't have to regurgitate anything,
Right.
because they have the tools to actually do things,
understand it and
like
do
build
it.
machines that demonstrate our understanding of basic thermodynamics. You should give it a shot.
That's it.
That's what I've always said, though, is that if you defend the globe model, you're defending Rockefeller books. You're defending the mainstream science.
What the fuck, bro? You think the globe thing was a thing after Rockefeller? Like, what is this? What is this train of logic? The Rockefeller. Even if it was the case, show us the bad part. Why? What is there to gain by saying the Earth is round? Even if I ran with this stupid shit.
in history, you might as well get your 5th booster by now if you're going to keep defending mainstream science.
If I want 17 boosters, what the hell does that have to do with you, bro? Like, yo.
We figured out that the Earth is a sphere in classical Greece at the latest. Shouting, duh, booster, doesn't change that. But of course, you are eager to show what a gullible moron you are in absolutely every sphere of reality. I would remind you that you have no idea what vaccines are, but you flipped out about being quizzed on the definitions of words, so that probably wouldn't go so well.
There's a bunch of liars that lie to us about history, lie to us about the shape of the earth, where we live. They don't want you to know that you're created. This is a created place by our creator, God, whatever you want to call him. That's exactly what they don't want you to know.
Yeah, for the 1000th time, Even creationists who believe that their God made this planet super special along with everything on it still know the Earth is a sphere and that flat earthers are stupid. That you would have to get significantly smarter in order to still be as dumb as young Earth creationists is absolutely tragic.
No one's ever proven anything in modern day. Think about it that way. All you do is look back and say, thousands of years ago, there was a stick and a shadow, and shut the fuck up. What about today? It's 2025. What tests are these motherfuckers doing to prove a moving, spinning Earth? There's none.
What?
Except for literally the entire body of science that is used on a minute-to-minute basis and which is allowing you to broadcast yourself on the internet right now. But it must be comfy underneath that rock with your eyes and ears shut, huh?
One of my requisites before even coming on there.
Like he just said, literally, the people responsible for your ability to stream on YouTube and talk to other people in different parts of the country and other parts of the world all agree that the earth is round, but yet y'all still just say no.
I said, whoever this guy is, tell him to provide me with a working model of a ball that has water around it and sticks to all the way around as it spins.
And then they like, again, the fact that you don't understand gravity is not possible.
Yeah, and I explained to you with crystal clarity how that's a dumb thing to say because of how gravity works. Then you just started saying the word gravity in a funny voice and soiling yourself because that's all you have.
He said the globe doesn't have a model. They've got a toy that sits on a counter. You can't pour water on it, like you just said. You can't stick a cruise ship or a person to the bottom of it. You can't contain air on the outside of it. So it's not a model, it's a toy. But if we looked at the flat earth model and compared it to a bucket of a dinner of, bucket from Kentucky Fried Chicken with the mashed potatoes and the gravy and everything, the gravy lays level in there. It's contained. You can float a cruise ship on it. The plastic dome over the top, you can put air in there. It'll be contained. No one's going to fall off of it. You put a little boat in there or
Just
a person.
tell us, okay, so if you can't fall off, then can you go up the wall? You got to skate. Like if you're going to use this KFC bucket example, what happens at the edge? Why are y'all if y'all are so curious as scientists or whatever y'all think y'all are, and nobody else really cares about the shape of the earth, why hasn't anybody exposed this edge of the earth? This container has to be touchable. Like you have to be able to touch it, right? Where's the container? Why isn't anybody falling off the earth? Come on.
And it's contained. A bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken is a better model for the earth than the globe.
Then?
Wow, fried chicken. You want to throw in some watermelon and chitlins, racist? It's a cute analogy, but
Hey, I don't believe Dave had to either read some comments or saw Godfrey and them talk about this again. I don't believe he came up with that joke on his own. I don't want to take away his sense of humor, but I just find it funny.
you're just a moron with no idea what a model is. With a spherical Earth, we can model what we see. Night and day, seasons, weather, absolutely everything about our reality. He's whining about a globe being a toy because he doesn't know what the word model means, and he's pretending that gravy on a plate proves the Earth is flat. Can we get dumber still?
I can make a model with this ashtray, pouring water into it and just putting some sort of covering over it. Like it's that simple. And then use a flashlight to go around to show you how you have time zones.
Because we're stopping the light from getting into certain parts of the earth. That doesn't make any sense. These people act like there aren't people on other sides of the earth that experience night and day. And then you can't just be like, I could just show you a light. No, it don't work like that. What's stopping the light from going everywhere?
All this type of stuff.
No, you can't, or one of you morons would have done that by now.
Right.
You absolutely can't take a flat surface and some magical covering and a flashlight and recreate the precise patterns of day and night that occur throughout the year, because it looks completely fucking idiotic, so you avoid it. I pointed this out all the way back in my response to the Globe Busters. On a sphere, the half facing the sun is day, the half facing away is night, and the half that is illuminated changes throughout the year as Earth progresses in its orbit. A child could understand this, and it can be demonstrated with a globe and source of light, or in an animation. You idiots can't do that on a flat Earth. You never have, and you never will. Get over it.
What do you think of the theory that the Earth is not flat, but that it seems that way because it's a lot bigger than they say?
What do you think of the theory that the Earth
First
is
of
not
all,
flat, but
there
it seems
is an
flat?
equation for this. Okay, it's 8 inches for every square mile, you should see visible curvature.
This dumbass can't even get his own script right. It's not per square mile, genius. A square mile is an area that is 1 mile by 1 mile. You know, like a fucking square. It's per mile squared, meaning you square the number of miles. Do you know what squaring a number means, little boy? We could then talk about how this equation describes a parabola, which is only an approximation to the surface of a sphere, but I'm pretty sure you can't even say the word parabola, so we aren't going to get too far.
So for 100 miles, there should be 6,000 feet of curvature that we do not see, sir.
We do see that curvature. That's why you can't see things that are 100 miles away, genius. This waste of space holds up his hand and mimes 0. So stand at sea level and take a picture of something else at sea level 100 miles away. When you can't do that because it's obscured by Earth's curvature, shut your dumb mouths forever.
Exactly.
And then you see Chicago skyline over
The
Lake
fact
Michigan.
that these people act like they really act like you can't go to places where it's just open land and then there's just going to be a point that you just cannot see no matter how high you go. There's going to be a point that you cannot see.
And I mean, you can just keep going and going and going and going.
I don't know the number,
there
but I know
because
it
the Earth is
exists.
flat. I don't.
Can you keep going and going and going?
This can't happen on a flat Earth. You should still be able to see the streets and the bottom of these buildings. Like, yes, your little brain just can't fathom this concept. I get it. But you don't have an explanation for what you believe. Like, I get it if this is hard for you to wrap your mind around because it's like, it's hard to imagine, like, while being on the earth, you know, as small as we are relative to its size, is hard to fathom. But this, you can't explain this with your logic either.
Moron, or can you see it just across the lake because of refraction and only the top halves of the buildings because the bottom halves are hidden behind the curvature? Want to take a picture of that skyline from anywhere further than the other side of the lake?
You can't.
No. Want to show me a picture where things at street level are visible? No. Gee, I wonder why.
This has
You
been
should
destroyed.
be able to see fucking Michigan from the Chicago skyline at the tallest point, or hell, get even higher. I don't know, but no.
For many, many years now. They have nothing. All they can do is try to mock and get actors on to try to try to really get the
Actors?
audience on their side with words and little power moves and stuff. Like,
Yeah, all those power moves, like possessing a third-grade education and a fully functional brain. Real tough guy stuff, like knowing what words mean and using them properly. Good call, nutsacks.
Because we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour at the equator. We're orbiting at 66,600 miles an hour, funny number, and we're chasing the sun at about 500,000 miles an hour, never to return to where we were before. 4.5 billion miles a year, never to return. None of the stars ever changed.
Constellations for thousands of years.
We've been over this, morons. You don't feel motion at constant velocity. It doesn't matter how big the scary numbers get. You
Yeah.
do not feel motion at constant velocity, period. You
Yeah.
feel acceleration
Acceleration.
only. If you're too dumb to understand that, it's nobody's problem but yours. Then the other clown says that the constellations have never changed for thousands of years. Are you sure about that, asshole? History says otherwise, in the form of ancient star charts that are totally different. Different North Star and everything. Oh, that's right. Anyone who knows anything about history or astronomy or anything else whatsoever is just a Rockefeller shill. Okay, losers, buy a telescope and chart the locations of the stars year after year. They absolutely do drift, just very slowly because they're really fucking far away. Can your tiny pea brains wrap your heads around the idea that the farther away something is, the less its apparent position will change due to relative motion? Was that too many big words for you?
These are all curved motions, right? And so I agree. If you're in an enclosed system and it's moving at whatever speed, you could claim that you wouldn't feel it. But as soon as it takes the slightest turn or changes acceleration, and that's what happened. We're going around the sun in an ellipse. We're speeding up and slowing down. We're curving the whole time. Get a dinner plate. Go 100 miles an hour in the nicest car possible on the smoothest, straightest road. Fill the dinner plate with water.
These stupid ass like analogies and think the ways he thinks that this is explaining what's happening with the Earth is just. This is like, y'all, I'm fighting a headache. My headache is coming back. Maybe I should have waited, but I'm gonna get through it. But like, he's not realizing that this doesn't make sense on the Earth.
And then have that car speed up, slow down, or take the slightest turn. The water's gone.
Davey boy, did you learn nothing whatsoever from the single most humiliating moment for you in our debate?
Oh,
Why don't you get in a
yeah.
car and drive for 24 hours and over 24 hours veer by 1 degree? Are you going to feel that?
Right.
That would be equivalent to this. People say, oh, I'm just trying to think.
He said, bro.
That would be
1 degree. Are you going to feel that?
Nope.
That would be equivalent to
Dude
this.
just couldn't.
When you say- oh, I'm
Hey,
trying to
dude
think
in
of
the bottom right couldn't contain his laughter.
the easiest way
I'm just trying to
describe
think
it.
of something to say
Hey,
that
Dave,
will make
stop-
sense.
Stop being a dick.
How do you expect
being a
anything
dick.
but mockery when you get dunked on this hard, are left literally speechless, and then just repeat the same dumb shit again? The
Yeah.
Earth completes one orbit in a year. A year. That's what a fucking year is. How much do you turn the wheel of the Earth to produce this motion? 1 degree
a
per day. Remember? Get in the car with your bowl of water and veer by 1 degree over
Oh,
24
Jay.
hours. Is the water gonna spill, genius? Huh?
No.
Want to go ahead and
Fucking
calculate that
dumbass.
acceleration vector for me? Want to give me a free body diagram? Oh no, more scary words you don't understand.
Now, your common sense, which God gave us, tells
That
us
looks like glass. That looks like a mirror.
We're
I
not
know,
moving.
it's a flat mirror, not a
But
curved
you're
mirror. It's like-
claiming that the land under it is moving, yet
Right.
the water
Right.
is perfectly still.
The
Oh my
land under it is
God.
moving and not the water. The whole
What?
planet moves together, you brainless twat.
Right.
Forget learning science. These clowns whine about common sense and even botch that.
No, it
common
doesn't.
That
sense
was
versus
ridiculous to
a guy with
say.
a pocket protector and
Like
a bunch
he's
of pads.
so frazzled now, he's just saying things that he knows that doesn't even make sense in his own logic. That what he's saying, like
Had pens in his white lab coat, who's a failed comedian telling you something else.
Oh.
Use your God-given common sense.
Pocket protector and pens. Lab coat? You don't need a lab coat to use your brains, kiddo. This lake looks flat to you because the amount of curvature over that short of a distance is completely negligible, and it isn't sloshing around as the Earth moves because it's an inertial reference frame. What would be making the water move as the Earth moves through space, idiots? Don't just say common sense. What? What would make the water move? Specifically, tell me the force that would cause that motion and calculate its magnitude and direction, or admit you can't do that because you're science illiterate and stupid.
I also want to say that, yay, Revenge of the Nerds. Like all the fucking nerds is in my DM, and you're so stupid, with their pocket protectors, and they feel like the
Wow.
nerds fucking won. Hey, we got the
Wow.
cool guy. We made the cool guy look stupid.
he thinks he's the
Um,
wait, you think you're the cool guy, sir? Sir.
Jamar, you're a 56-year-old man pretending to be one of the cool kids in high school.
Jesus
This would be
Christ.
pathetic even if you were actually in high school, which you'll remember never happened since you dropped out of the 9th grade. You are not cool. You are a loser. Deal with it.
Real quick, Sidewalk Publishing said
Yikes.
the only way to see all the planets aligned is on a flat Earth.
Absolutely.
Wow, what an insanely idiotic thing to say. First, nobody can see all of the planets at once during an
I was
alignment
just
from
gonna say, even if the planets were aligned, how the hell would you see them all if you're in the line? How would you see, but like the smaller planets behind the bigger ones? How would you see it if they were all perfectly aligned?
a single vantage point. There are planets on either side of ours. But more importantly, they're pretending that there's a picture of all the planets in a line directly above our heads. That's not a thing that exists. I guarantee you that these morons couldn't point out a single planet in the night sky even using an iPhone app as a guide. So, someone left a dumb, meaningless comment. These jerks all just nodded their heads like they aren't
Well,
stupid
yep,
and moved
yep.
on.
let me prove to myself that NASA and the space agencies are real. So what I did was I went right to nasa.gov, and at first actually I went to nasa.com and I'm like, what's going on? Oh, it's .gov. Oh shit, I didn't even know at the time. I'm like, it's 2014. I'm like, this is a government entity. I'm like,
Oh, it's .gov, so it's bad. What the hell is this?
oh shit, I totally forgot about that. They're government.
You probably don't want to brag about not knowing that NASA is a government agency since literally everybody knows that.
Okay,
Like,
but hold
the
on. Let me go to
fuck?
nasa.gov and look around, look for some videos, and I'm looking for pictures. Okay, pictures. Like with a camera, snap a picture on NASA's website. They don't even have the word. It's all images, 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 images.
Bro, these people, I just like the shamelessness to get on the internet and sound this stupid. Why is he acting like there is some huge distinction between somebody saying a picture or an image? I want to see pictures. I need pictures, and it says images. What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you acting like an image can't be a picture, dumbass? Fam,
So I'm like, wait a minute.
I just can't believe that these people. Do you like not fall off the toilet? Like, what is?
Pictures are images, moron. Photographs are a kind of image. Seriously?
And then the images I'm looking at look like cartoons. Let's be
Yep.
real.
No, they don't.
No, they
At all.
don't.
Look at any image from any of the Apollo missions. These are film photographs. They objectively
What about this looks like what about these pictures look like cartoons. Like, none of this looks like a cartoon. There's nothing cartoony about it. It doesn't look like, well, first of all, before AI was a thing, so we had these pictures. Like, this doesn't look like Snow White.
Do not look like cartoons. Anyone who pretends that these look like cartoons
Right.
is a worthless, reality-denying piece of shit. These were taken
At best, I would give you maybe color enhancement at best, but that doesn't have anything to do with the shape. Look at this. What about this is cartoon? What about this looks drawn? What about this looks created? Like, and it's hard to explain, of course, but I think anybody that's being honest and that has eyes would see that there's nothing fake about this. Nothing, this doesn't even look like it's movie fake.
by cameras with film inside of them, and none of you assholes will ever even acknowledge their existence. Cry forever about it.
And
Here's
then on
the
top of that,
2000
it says like
Crazy.
it's the author. It's like
that the latest
multiple
one?
people. Like how many fucking people to take to snap a picture? Well, it's a composite image. Number one. Number two, I went to the video section. They don't have many videos at the time, and I'm like, there's got to be a POV by now. This is 2014. I'm like, in my mind, it was pretty modern day, and I'm like, there's got to be video of POV. They got cameras on the space station. They're just flying into space. No edits, no cuts, just going straight in there. I wanted to see space junk flying around. I wanted to see satellites orbiting. Them like getting out of the way of the satellites. Like, watch out, Bill. Oh,
Bro,
we're
it's
gonna
not a
go. There's
movie
none.
or video game.
Composites just means a bunch of them put together. If you take a bunch of photos with a camera and then staple them together, it doesn't make the photos fake. And for fuck's sake, a POV, there's a 24/7
you.
live feed from the ISS. Geosynchronous satellites are taking images of the entire Earth every few seconds. GoPros are strapped to the side of every SpaceX rocket that broadcast from takeoff to landing. You think they have to dodge satellites every few seconds to get to orbit? Are you seriously that stupid? You dumb fucks ask for things, get shown every single one of those things
Yeah.
countless times, and then call them fake no matter what you're shown
Yes,
because
that's
you're
literally
pathetic
my
little
thing.
toddlers.
So I'm like, wait a minute, they don't have any videos of this shit. Then I started looking at the ISS and I started seeing bubbles coming up and all this shit. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on.
No, you didn't see bubbles. You saw people on a space station orbiting a
Like, look at
spherical
this. This is the coolest shit ever, and they deny it. Like, how do you not see stuff like this and think it's not the coolest thing ever? And they're like, it's fake. How the fuck do you fake? These videos are old. These videos are really, really old. Like, nobody's sitting here taking time to fake. How do you fake bubbles doing this? It doesn't look like the CGI. Y'all know when y'all see the Avengers and stuff, that shit looks like CGI. This looks real.
Earth doing
You
all
just
kinds
don't. But you can't recreate this on Earth. Why? What we say, Jamar?
Here's the problem with your densities of things that would be physically impossible if they weren't doing that, like water floating in little blobs, and of course the 24/7 live feed I already told you about that matches weather patterns in real time.
I can't find anything genuine that makes my heart and soul. And again, I went in this open-minded, guys. I'm like, nothing seems real. This is really weird.
No, you had a conclusion in mind, the one that makes you feel smart and special despite being one of the dumbest people alive. That's why you reject reality in order to maintain this infantile delusion.
That none of these are photographs. So anyone saying here's a picture of Earth from space. No, it's not. That's fake. That's an image. Why do
Wow.
they not have any real ones?
This. These aren't fake. You're fake. You are not human.
You're fake.
You are a robot programmed by an evil genius sent to piss off intelligent people.
He said,
When you
you're fake.
go out in space, I guess, and you look at the ball, there's going to be a top, motherfucker, and there's going to be a bottom. They're trying to act like
that was
wherever
just-
you
that
at.
was a semantic thing. Like, he was just trying to make you realize that you did sound stupid saying a ball had a top and a bottom when, yes, you want to designate the North Pole as the top of the Earth, but you said the top of a ball, which sounds stupid.
Is down, and bro,
Pseudoscience.
stop the fucking trick knowledge bullshit.
How is this guy this proud to be this fucking stupid? It really boggles the mind. How many times can someone be told that down is towards the center of the earth and still talk like this? Jamar, since I know you're watching because you're too much of a narcissistic loser to stay away, you're talking about a spherical Earth in space. You're labeling the North Pole the top of this sphere. So what the fuck is pulling things down, you dumb piece of shit? What's here under this sphere that is magically pulling things in this specific
and
direction
this
off
is
of
how
this
his
planet?
brain thinks it works. That's why I said at the bottom, like, do you think people's heads is hanging off the Earth and their feet are dangling? Like, what do you think is happening to people in Australia and South Africa?
into the dark emptiness of space. I want you to sit down,
Like,
shut
what
the
do you
fuck
think
up,
is going
and think
on?
really hard
Well,
about
granted,
what
you
I'm
think
asking.
The Earth is flat, but again, you have so many other issues you run into when you run with that model.
You. Picture the spherical Earth in space. You think that things should be falling off of this in this direction.
Yes.
Why?
Why?
Is there a magical people magnet? Is there a super cool tractor
Right.
beam?
Right.
Wait, I know. Is
Right.
it the fucking ground? Is it the ground that's below your feet right now that you're imagining under this planet in space? Because you're a
Like, this
fuck.
is what I'm saying. Like, they run into so many issues when they just don't process what the hell they're saying. Like, yeah, we could try to use your little stupid flat earth model, but you run into all these other issues that you can't explain on that model. So it's like, obviously we're telling you that down is to the ground, and wherever you're at, the ground is down. But like, is this what you think what we're saying is? Like, you gotta, he said, look at it curves, look how it curves. You telling me people are on the bottom? Like,
Fucking idiot. Are you imagining things falling to the ground beneath you, thereby reinforcing what I'm telling you, that down is towards the ground, so anyone, anywhere on this planet experiences down as being towards the center of the Earth? If you still don't get it, congratulations, you are the single dumbest person in human history.
And there's a North Pole, meaning a top, and a South Pole, a bottom. Y'all literally call Australia down under, but now all of a sudden there's no bottom.
he just keeps using words as, I guess, literal or whatever his understanding of them is. Why can't down under just mean under the equator, my nigga? Like, why are you saying, you call it down under? Like, what do you think? First of all, wait a minute. What would down under be if it's on a flat earth? If the earth is flat, what's down? Why would we call Australia down under? What is it under? If the earth is flat, sir? Jamar?
This is what you're telling me? Like, but I'm the dumb one. I'm the
Yes,
one that's so
yes,
ridiculous,
you
and
are.
I look so stupid.
Yes.
Yes, you're the dumb one. You win dumbest person of the year, possibly of the decade.
Bro, you're probably gonna be in Uncle Murder's 2025 wrap up, dog. Like you fucked up, bro.
Keep it up and go for the century.
The diameter of the Earth
Keep it
is
up
just
and go
under
for the
8,000
century.
miles. But here's something we can measure. We can drive across Mexico and Baja, and we can find out this is 934 miles right here. So that's 934 miles right here. And so I should be able to fit 8.5 of these in between these two lines, right?
I take it back. Weiss is giving
What?
Jamar a run for his money. Hey, moron, you're comparing a distance along the surface of a sphere to the diameter of that sphere. The diameter runs through the sphere, not
Yeah.
along its surface, you inconceivably dense imbecile. Moving along the surface would trace a circumference, which is more than 3 times longer than the diameter. More specifically,
Oh
it's
my
pi times
God.
longer. But we won't get into that since he'll just be imagining a pie instead of learning middle school math. Also, I love how he thinks that you can just drive across the Gulf of California.
Now, Jamar, you wonder why when there's debates about the globe Earth and the flat Earth, no globe Earth person will ever start with what they should start with are pictures from space. They'll never
He
pull
is
out.
so stuck on these pictures like they don't exist. Like, dude, like what the fuck is wrong with these people? It's like they actively want to be they actively seek for the best ways to look stupid and get debunked. Like they're not even the guys that's using all those esoteric terms like Witsit, like just saying terms that nobody really knows what they mean, so it sounds like they're educated. They're not even doing that. They're just saying things that people that with basic understanding of physics and the way the earth works and just shit that anybody could just debunk. Like, well, yeah, there's pictures of Earth in space. Like, there's fake, and it's like, well, what's fake about it? Like, pull up a cartoon that's what I want to see. Like, can you pull up like a actual fake picture of the Earth and put it next to one of the real ones, and let's see if we can spot the differences or the similarities in your mind. Let's see what's similar about them.
Look at this.
Because you worthless cretins just shout fake and run away, so it doesn't go anywhere. That's why we don't bother. And also because we can prove the Earth is a sphere 100 other ways, just like we did thousands of years ago. You're pathetic.
Picture
How
from
about
space.
just
Wouldn't that be
do a
the first
live
thing?
stream with the rocket looking back at Earth? Give me an uncut shit where we're going back in space. We look back,
They'll
back,
never do
and
it
now
uncut.
we could see the shit spinning. We see the buildings upside down and sideways and all that crazy shit that y'all are claiming it could happen on a ball. We're seeing the water stick. Just show us that, and everybody will go home and apologize. But you motherfuckers will never show that.
Are you fucking deaf? Any SpaceX launch. Go watch, dumbass. And for the 100th time, the Earth spins once per day. How much of a spin do you want to see, genius? And what sideways buildings? Down is towards the center of the Earth. Everything you say is so insane.
Like, do you not realize by the point that you would see sideways buildings, you're like so far out that you can't recognize anything but the landmass. All you will see is the land. You won't be able to distinct. Nigga, when you in a plane flying, can you see people? Like, what? Unless it's a big stupid ass crowd, I guess. Maybe I don't even know if that's the thing. But you can't see people when you're so high. You barely can see cars. Like, depending on your height, why do you think you can see buildings after you get so high? Like, what the fuck?
Insanely stupid that anyone debunking you just ends up repeating themselves over and over again.
We can prove that the sun and the moon are here in our atmosphere with us, just based
How?
on corpuscular rays.
Hey, remember when I shat all over you on this topic in person and told you that railroad tracks appear to converge even though they don't, and you just muttered to yourself and changed the subject? That was funny.
Why would the moon only be glowing on 4 clouds underneath it when the rest of the sky is in blackness? If that moon was hundreds of thousands of miles away, shining on a little BB Earth, the whole
What?
fucking sky would be evenly
There
lit
you
or
go, show
evenly
it to 'em.
dim. But no, you get a little, because the fucking thing is right. It's right there.
It's right
Jesus
there.
Christ.
Why
Does
don't
this
you
moron-
go to it? Why when we fly? Why is the plane nowhere near the moon when we're in it? Like, yeah, he's showing the plane. Like, why haven't we? It's right there. I would think planes would get pretty fucking close if it's right there.
Not know that planes exist? If the moon is right above the
Right,
clouds, then go touch
exactly.
it, you dumb piece of
That's
shit.
what I'm saying.
No,
I'm
it's
like-
impossible that you're a moron that
And I'm not that. I am no science. Like, I know basic shit. Like, the first thought I'm like, if it's right there, why the fuck a plane ain't hit it by now? Why we can't just make a pit stop on the moon since it's right there? You fucking idiot.
doesn't know how light works. The moon must be just above the clouds. Not even cavemen were this stupid.
And also, if you show the sun or the moon
Same
over
thing.
water, it will make a sliver down onto the water, showing that it has to be a disc and not a sphere, as you guys think it is. Those are discs. And back in the days, they used to call it the sun disk.
Holy fuck, it gets even dumber. The sun is a disc now? Even idiot flat earth priests pretend it's a sphere doing little donuts over the pizza land. Jamar wants to
Doing
contradict them and
donuts.
say it's a disc? Okay, jackass, you're looking at a lake and the disc sun is right over that lake making the nice little effect you're talking about. Now how about someone standing over here looking at the sun? What do they see, dumbass? The
Right.
side of the disc?
Or the complete
No, they see the
opposite.
exact same thing you do because it's neither local nor a disc. I already did this with the moon. Go watch that video,
Right.
moron.
They
And we
should
can
be able
measure
to
the
see a
moonlight when
different-
it's cold. It's the opposite of sunlight.
different
You
perspectives
magnify
on it.
moonlight, it gets colder. Weird, right?
No, not right. Very, very not right. Moonlight is not the opposite of sunlight. It's literally sunlight. And it sure as fuck does not make anything colder. You just have no clue what light and heat are. Light can't magically make things colder. It interacts with atoms and brings them to excited translational, vibrational, and rotational states, which can be transferred to other particles by friction. Light can only raise the kinetic energy of the particles in a system. It can't magically reduce their kinetic energy.
I'm not going to lie to you guys, and it's crazy, but a lot of these guys, they really love balls.
Yeah, well,
Oh, they love these
I believe in
balls.
Santa still.
They're like,
Always got to go to a gay joke. Like, this is such a sign of defeat. They love balls. What? Who said anything about loving them? We just said that's the shape of the earth. What does that have to do with loving anything?
Look, Saturn is a ball. Mars is a ball. Like, no, it's not. They
Yeah,
just
trust
showed you
Elon.
balls.
It wouldn't be a Lord Jamar video without some blatant homophobia.
Wow.
Go mock some NBA or NFL players for loving balls so much and see what happens, little boy.
Board of Education
Why
started
you
in
love
1920,
balls?
which is why most people, if they're still alive today, past 100 years old, they will admit that they were taught the earth is flat in school.
No, they
This is
weren't.
newer than you think.
No, that's a dumb lie that Weiss tells and that you're repeating because you heard him say it. Nobody was ever taught that the earth is flat in any legitimate center of education in all of modern history. If
Right.
it were true, you could provide any evidence of it whatsoever, but you don't because you can't because it's a lie.
These Freemasons have created stories
it's a
about
lie.
thousands of years ago. Other Freemasons knew that the earth was a ball. No, that's a story. You can decide to believe or not believe it.
No, it's not a story, it's reality. There are globes going back at least as far as the 15th century which still exist that you can see and touch, and plenty of writings from Ptolemy and everyone else that use the spherical geocentric.
Damn, I just be wondering how people can read this shit and know what they meant. Like, that shit is, I don't know, I don't get it. That shit look crazy.
Ptolemaic model, which dominated astronomy from Hellenistic Greece until heliocentrism was developed. You're the little crybabies hiding under the covers and telling stories. Deal with it.
You know what they say the vacuum of space is?
Define vacuum.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
making fun
supposed
of
to
you
be
because I don't know what I'm
nothingness,
talking
right?
about.
Well, then how is there anything in space?
Yeah, in
What?
deep space, far away from stars and planets, there's almost no matter. Also, stars and planets exist. What the fuck are you not understanding, moron? And to the chucklefuck laughing at how I asked Jamar to define what a vacuum is, none of you asshats know, even after I told you.
And did you know that a vacuum, conveniently, a true vacuum of space cannot be recreated here on Earth? Oh, so we just gotta trust you guys, huh?
We can create a vacuum that's 10 to the minus 15 torr. That's pretty damn close, Haas. Even space is not a perfect vacuum, so I don't know what the fuck you're whining about. Why don't we put you clowns inside one of those vacuum chambers so you
True.
can do some experiments? Maybe take a look at whether things still
They'll
fall
never take steps to actually prove themselves wrong. That's the funny part. They just won't.
down to the ground in a vacuum, even though that ruins your whole density buoyancy bullshit. Don't forget to
Even- I
hold.
don't know why David didn't go on the 24 hour. I'm sure he didn't go because he knew he's a. I think David Weiss is a grifter. I think Flat Earth Dave is a grifter. So that's probably why he didn't go. Because why didn't you go to try to prove yourself wrong? Since you seem to understand and know all, you should know science is falsifiable, and you should have been willing to step into an arena that would prove what you find wrong.
Hold your breath, assholes.
So when we talk about the thermosphere, is
said hold it
this
or don't
See
hold it.
bullshit. Don't forget to hold your breath, assholes.
so when we talk about the thermosphere, is this many, it's so
Petty.
hot and we're thinking it should melt metals? No, because in a vacuum of space, conveniently, the
Why is
molecule.
he just showing? Look at Flat Earth Dave. He show all were Freemasons, all contributed to the heliocentric globe model. Bro, get the.
There's not enough stuff there to make things hot, so it's not like how you think of heat or temperature on Earth. See, bro,
Sweet mother of mercy. This numbskull is literally
look
asking a
answer to
dumb
dumb
question
question and
and then
still dumb.
sarcastically reciting the simple answer he found online as though that's an argument. This is what happens when you don't know what heat and temperature are, you fucking tool. Again, heat is a transfer of kinetic energy. Temperature is a measure of the average kinetic energy of the particles in a system. If particles are very, very hot, but there are very, very few of them, they can't transfer that much heat. That's why opening an oven full of air that's 450 degrees doesn't melt your face off, while sticking your hand in a pot of water boiling at 212 would be a lot worse. That's why the thermosphere doesn't do anything to rockets. Do you get it? I'm just kidding. I know you don't.
Why they're hiding this? They're hiding technology. They're hiding more land. They're hiding free energy. They're hiding
And
the
that's the
creator.
thing. Like, if they was sitting here having this conversation with Dave and he just explained all that in their face, I just wonder what the response would be, because you clearly don't understand this shit. So where do you go from that? Do you just say no, Jamar? Yes. It's just like you don't understand it, so you just gonna deny it? Is it like this incredulity is flabbergasting? Like,
They're hiding your spirituality. They're hiding more resources, scientific knowledge, what's in Antarctica.
Oh, they're hiding stuff in Antarctica? Too bad your little coward bitch ass didn't take the free trip to look
Yep.
for yourself, huh?
yep.
at least do the study before you
That's
start
crazy to talk
laughing.
about Antarctica and they just went and you just didn't go.
And
least-
Look
What?
for yourself, huh?
at least do the study before you start laughing and doing all and feeling so condescending, as if, you made yourself look so stupid, Lord Jamal. You don't even know about weight.
He's
and
having a mental
man,
breakdown. Who was talking like that? Who talked like that? Like, what the fuck?
Wow, this guy is losing his mind. You can tell how hard he's taking this public shaming and how desperate he is to redeem himself,
Oh,
which will
God.
never happen. Yeah, you don't know what weight is, even though I told you. A normal person would take a step back and try to learn something before speaking up again, but we know that's not going to happen with you. And with that, I'm tapping out. How they managed to pack this much stupidity into 45 minutes is beyond me, and I refuse to watch the next 2 hours to see how much more of it they can muster. I intended to make it through to the end, but I just can't do it. It is genuinely depressing to do this to myself, and this video was only going to be unsubstantive clickbait anyway. Nothing useful can be achieved by burying either of these
Holy
morons
shit.
even deeper into the sand than I already have. For those of you who are getting a little tired of this stuff, I promise I have some much more socially relevant debunk content coming soon. More poignant, more deserving targets. 2025 is going to be full of them. But I wrote as much on this as I did, so this is what you got today. I'll see you next time.
Hopefully that's the nail in the coffin, because it's well deserved. Jamar, made yourself look like a full-blown idiot, and you again, I can't frame this in a way like Jamar just responded because that's an old video, but maybe this will be the end. Hopefully it's the end. It's been good for my channel, so if it's not the end, I ain't gonna complain, but nonetheless, I don't think there's room to say anything else. If he was to come back and say I want another debate, that would just probably really end his career in all ways, and it would be hard to associate yourself with somebody with this much willful ignorance. Well, before we get out of here, make sure you join the Discord if you want to chat it up with me and or my community, start conversation, you know, play games, whatever. We do all that. We have fun. We talk about any and everything. You want to hop on stream at times when I'm streaming, have a conversation, have a debate, whatever it is, talk about my content, give me suggestions, all that good stuff. Join the Discord in the description. And if you made it to this point in the video, make sure you leave a like, comment, sub. If not one, then all three. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Peace.